12 minutes as a way of playing with expectations by presenting endings that are in fact not endings at all. During your attempts at ending the never-ending 12-minute loop, you can find multiple fake endings that may seem like possible resolutions, but just throw you right back into the loop to start anew. Each ending also has an achievement tied to it, so to that end, we've put together this guide on how to get to each ending, true or false, in the almost never-ending loops of 12 minutes. It should go without saying that, given the topic, this video will get pretty deep into spoiler territory. We'll do our best to not give everything away, but some spoilers will be unavoidable. If you don't want anything revealed to you beforehand, this is your last chance to bail out. Okay, let's do this.
Listen, I get it. This is a lot. I can help you.
The listen ending is the very first false ending you can pull off, and it can be done during the very first loop. After entering the apartment, just don't click on anything or move. Let the scene play out and watch what unfolds. The coward ending seems to be possible by about the third loop, assuming you know where the sleeping pills and your cell phone are, and you know where the watch is hidden. To get this ending, first grab your phone from the closet, both mugs from the living room, and then head to the bathroom. Grab the sleeping pills from the medicine cabinet and use the knife to grab the watch from the vent. Then fill up one mug with water, add the pills, and then give that sleepy time juice to your wife.
Water?
Oh, yeah, thanks. I was about to grab some.
After she gets tired and heads to bed, flick the light switch in the bedroom on and off once, so that the next time the switch is flipped it will deliver an electric shock, then head to the closet and hide. This will accelerate time, and the cop will show up at your door. Let the cop come in while you stay hidden in the closet. The cop will notice your unconscious wife and flick on the bedroom light switch. He will be shocked and pass out at that point. Leave the closet and inspect his body, then take one of his zip ties and make sure that's the only thing you take from him and tie him up. When he wakes up, he will threaten you. Talk to him and tell him you're innocent. He'll tell you he's sympathetic and you just need to follow his instructions. He'll get up and untie himself and then ask if you know where the watch is. Tell him you do know where it is, and then he will tell you to wait in the living room. When he comes out of the living room, give him your phone when he demands it. He tells you what to tell the emergency services. Follow his instructions and unlock the coward achievement. The Groundhog Ending is probably the closest thing to a happy ending you can get in 12 minutes. I usually do this after the big twist where you find out who the true murderer is, but you can theoretically do it earlier than that. To unlock this ending, you'll need to have taken the cop's phone during a previous loop, so you have Bumblebee's number. You also need to have figured out what the Polaroid means for the murder, and to make sure the cop and your wife have had a conversation that does not end in bloodshed. That's when the cop confesses why he truly needs the watch. If you've done all that before, then start off by heading to the closet to grab your phone. Call Bumblebee from a location where your wife can't hear you, so either the bathroom, bedroom, or the closet. Then tell Bumblebee why her father is really coming to your house.
Hello?
Hey, your dad says that my wife murdered her father. Can you help?
After that, tell your wife you're ready for dessert. When she talks about the baby, tell her it's going to be great. And when she asks you to dance, tell her absolutely. Lastly, when she says you seem different, just tell her how much you love her. At this point, you'll be on your way to unlocking the Groundhog achievement, but don't get too comfortable, you'll be back in the loop all over again in no time. The confessed ending can only be unlocked after the big reveal. You should know what that is without me saying it, so I won't. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is absolutely your last chance to bow out before we have to get into major spoilers. That said, to get to this point, you most likely have unlocked all the needed dialogue options since this is basically the end of the game. Start this loop by grabbing the phone from the closet and the knife from the counter and heading into the bathroom. Call Bumblebee and tell her your wife is innocent, then grab the watch and go talk to your wife. You can give her the watch, or you can just tell her what really happened to her father. Dialogue options will then pop up, and you can pick either of the brutal options. After picking either dialogue option, you must say it's your fault. After that, tell her you'll confess to the cop. Your wife decides to stick around after this, but if you interact with her too much, she will leave, which will reset the loop and start you over again. At this point, you can speed up time by taking a quick power nap. After waking up from the nap, the cop takes Bumblebee's call and then knocks on your door. Let the cop in, and when it gets to the point where your wife asks you to say something, you'll have to confess and say that it's all your fault.
You have anything you want to tell me?
The cop will eventually ask for the watch, give it to him, and head for the door when prompted to get the confessed ending. Alone seems to be one of the final endings, and it's the easiest one to get after you understand your true role in this whole mess. After the big reveal and the flashback that plays out, all you need to do is head to the bathroom with the knife and grab the watch. If you stare at the watch long enough, eventually you are pulled into a new setting. Your father will ask you to make a choice, and you have to say maybe it's better that you end up alone. Continue is another final ending, since unlike Groundhog or Confessed, it also leads to credits. To get this ending, you still need to know your true identity and the trick to getting into your final memory by staring at the watch. However, this ending is more involved because at some point during your loops, you need to ask your wife about the book she's reading at least 2 times to get her to tell you the quote from it. You can do this during any loop at any point in your playthrough. You can also say the quote back to her in another loop before reaching the end of the game, which will confirm you spoke with her enough times about the book.
You know, wise men once say, it's only by forgetting that we ever really drop the thread of time and approach the experience of living in the present moment.
During your final conversation with your father, click on the book when you're finally allowed to, and then watch things play out to roll credits and get the Continue achievement. It is worth noting that, despite its name, the Continue ending will end your playthrough. You'll need to replay the game from the beginning to get back to this final decision to experience one final ending we're about to explain. You could call Mindfulness the secret ending. It plays out like the Continue ending, just with one added step. Let your father talk to you until he tells you to say something. At that point, click on the book like in the Continue ending. However, the added step here is that after a moment, you need to click on the clock. Continue to stare at the clock and let things unfold.
What if you could? I can help with that.
For more on 12 Minutes, check out our full guide on IGN.com. And for more time loopy shenanigans, why not check out our explainer on how Returnal's loop works, or a breakdown on how they've become a new pop culture fad akin to zombies or vampires.